It's right away or later?
A little later. I'll text you on Zoom if you can see the texts.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A very, very warm welcome to you all. Thank you for taking the time out and joining us for this session. We hope you make the most out of it and enjoy it. So, today we will be discussing Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, adopted by United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call for action to transform our world by 2030. These can be established by taking the right efforts towards helping the underprivileged, promoting peace and prosperity among the masses. Our aim is to create awareness of the efforts being taken worldwide to achieve these goals and recognize change makers who are driving change in their local and global communities. Over a span of few months, we will be discussing these goals two at a time every alternate week. This week, we will be discussing the first two goals, which are based on no poverty and zero hunger, respectively. So, now moving on, we would like to know where you are all joining us from. And just to see a little bit how diverse our audience is today, I want to request all of you to go to menti.com and enter the 6-digit code you can see on your screen right now, which is 6363197. So we will be posing you different sorts of questions and hopefully getting real-time responses back. Keep in mind we'll be using this later on and more sessions to come. So the code I repeat is 6363197, or you can also scan the code. So we'll take a minute to just wait for everybody to log in and respond. So let's see how many responses. We've started to get a few responses here. Oh wow, Dubai. I'm sitting in Dubai as well. Malaysia, India, Chennai, Pune. So USA as well. Oh wow, from the western side. That's the time must be very. So we're just gonna wait a little bit for some more responses. Oh, Sitapur, UP, that's really cool. I'd love to travel there one day. It's nice. So Andhra Pradesh, India. So let's just wait one more minute. Indonesia, oh wow, that's so nice. Jakarta, Haryana, very nice. Mumbai, some nice places. Gujarat, Delhi, Hyderabad, that's so let's just wait a few more seconds before we move on. Chennai, oh, Brazil, wow. Very nice place to visit one day. Okay, so shall we move on to the second question now? So the second question is, what motivates you to work for sustainable development? So what motivates you to work for no poverty maybe and other sustainable development goals which have been laid out by the United Nations? So let's wait a few minutes. Okay, so let's see. So good for humanity, survival of the fittest, green world, no population, no pollution, sorry, sustainable future, improve lives of others. Yes, our team, good for humanity, state of our planet, definitely. Love and care for the nature, love for my country, thought of unity, some very beautiful, beautiful responses out here. Mother Earth's beauty, betterment of the community, gift and return, collaborative efforts. Humanity, very nice things to enrich values, harmonious world, inner peace, love for all, sustainable future, yeah. So these are very nice responses we've been getting in. Very nice things to be motivated for. Okay, so let's take another 20 seconds, see if anybody. Oh, so our kids survived. Definitely. I feel like my dad would say that. Okay, so shall we move on? Okay, so let's move on to our speaker. Our speaker today, she's a social worker, and not just any ordinary social worker. Her community work has touched the hearts of millions of underprivileged and distressed people, ranging from daily routines to social reforms. She is also involved in correcting the many issues which have plagued our global society. She is also involved in correcting many issues as well, of bringing behavioral changes in our people, be it crimes against women belonging to low income society, or making the world an ecological friendly place. She is associated with many NGOs and volunteering organizations championing the cause of social development. Under her able leadership, she has managed a mass celebration for the Indian Republic Day, in which 31,000 people formed the world's longest human chain, which is about 17 kilometers long, displaying the tricolors of the Indian flag. So, dear audience, let's give a warm welcome to the Secretary of Vichar Sanstha, an NGO working for the overall development of Sagar city in Madhya Pradesh. Akanksha Malaiya, we are immensely happy to be having you here today. Over to you, Akanksha.
Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm really happy to be here. And I'm happy to share some of the experiences that I have had in social work. And I'm happy that you gave me these two topics, no poverty and zero hunger today. So, first of all, talking about the issue of poverty. So, what really drives me to work for this issue is the things that I've seen in slum areas, especially in my city. So, if you go to some of the slum areas, you will see conditions which you can relate more to hell than to earth, because there will be children playing on the streets where there is, human excreta all over, because there's no drainage. And there will be very small houses, I don't think you should even call them houses, where many people just, somehow survive together. They have to earn every day to eat, and sometimes they don't. So all these conditions, when I saw those conditions, that's just, that is something I cannot live with, and that is what motivates me the most. So yeah, so I want to talk about some of the creative solutions which I have worked on over time, which I think help in fulfilling fulfilling long term goals rather than short term ones. So of course, when we talk about poverty, the best thing which we can do for these people is provide them with better employment. So my first project which I'm going to present today is about innovative self-employment. I have an example here that is of Gobar Deepak, that is cow dung lamps. It is basically something which is usually made of clay, but we have made it out of cow dung because in India cows have a huge religious and spiritual value, and also because the diyas which were made out of mud or clay were not very good for the environment. They were heated when they were once they are made, they are heated, and when they are put into the soil, they are not it doesn't leave the soil fertile. So taking these two things into consideration, we went to people and asked them that would they like to buy these diyas, and we got a very good response. So we involved, by we I mean Vichar Sanstha, involved 44 women from slum areas in this project and tried to provide them this innovative employment opportunity. So I think many of you would have heard about self-help groups. You must know the concept of self-help groups, that usually women come together and they create a kind of mini bank between themselves in which they invest money and then they take loans out of it to start their small businesses. So we wanted to do that, but while doing this project we actually came up with something even better than self-help groups. So that was pre-selling our product. So what we did in this particular project was we created a few very little samples of the product. We made some good marketing content for it, and we went to shopkeepers and told them to buy the products even before they were made. So they contributed 450, they paid 450 rupees before the product was made, and in return later when the diyas were ready, we told them we will give them 550 rupee worth of product in return for those 450 rupees. So we got the initial investment. Then, with this investment, we provided the stencils and the raw material for making these diyas to 44 women in slum areas. And as you can see on my screen, they made a variety of products out of this, and they earned a lot more from this project than they would have from other projects. It also helped them recover from the losses they suffered because of Corona, because many of them were maids and had other manual jobs which they couldn't do during the Corona lockdown, and they had to take a lot of advance money from their earlier employers and other people, informal loans, which was a huge liability for them. So they could earn a lot from this. So I want to just quickly summarize. In this project, we basically came up with an innovative product from local resources. Then we focused on good marketing, and we pre-sold the product so that it we got the initial investment. And when once the diyas were made, the shop we knew that a certain quantity of diyas would already directly go to the shopkeepers, so they were pre-sold, so we didn't have to worry about the market. So this was one of the projects. This from some a few things from this, like pre-selling the product, can be used in many different self-employment models. And coming to the next thing which we can do to eradicate poverty is create awareness. Now, here I'm not talking about poverty as in just the income that the person makes. I'm talking about the other aspects of poverty, such as the living conditions that the people are in, and for that we can through awareness we can help them live better lives using the existing resources. So this is a picture where we are educating women about how they can cook more nutritious food, and a little bit about living better lives. I want to tell you about one good thing which we could bring in 5,000 houses through awareness. We taught them how to make bioenzyme out of vegetable peels. Now, this project has three major benefits. So, basically, you are using the vegetable peels left out in your kitchen to make a bioenzyme that is something useful. So, you are utilizing the garbage instead of just throwing it out and wasting it. Then this bioenzyme is better for health than some of the chemically produced hand washes and things. Also, the women in slum areas and people in general in slum areas sometimes find it hard to have enough money to buy soaps and let alone hand sanitizers, and they definitely don't buy liquids to clean their toilets and other like the floor and all. So this worked to create better hygiene and more clean houses, which prevents a lot of diseases. So this is how they can improve their lives without increasing their income. Now, if you want to know more about bioenzyme, you can just Google it. There are many workshops happening all the time about how to make bioenzyme. Okay, so this was about awareness. Now, third major thing that we did was build confidence among the people. Now, in slum areas, you often see that they have very low confidence. The people who are not educated, they always feel very shy in speaking up with in front of others who may be educated. Even in small things like when they go to a shop, they are sometimes shy to talk to the shopkeepers. Illiteracy has many creates many problems. For example, if you don't know addition and subtraction, imagine how hard it is for you to count the currency. If you have to buy something, how do you count the currency? So they actually have a hard time doing these things. So about confidence building, so we try to go to slum areas, interact with them. We try that there's a social integration, and we give them different skills. There are many practices relating to yoga and pranayam that actually gives you a lot of self confidence and make you feel more positive. So that is something we do for confidence building. I want to talk about the main project that Vichar Sanstha does. So this we are doing it at an organizational level, but even you can try to do it on your own in your area. So what we do is we try to motivate women to work to improve their own lives. So they become a volunteer in our projects. So they are working to improve their own lives, and we tell them to take responsibility of 10 of the houses near their own house, 10 of their neighbors. So they found better relations with their neighbors. Now since these women are becoming change makers, they are responsible for advocating all the good practices that Vichar is teaching them. So they become change makers and they gain a lot of respect from the society. And lastly, while they are advocating an issue any topic, they themselves learn the most when they, for example, about bioenzyme, when they teach 10 families about it, they themselves end up understanding it best, and they themselves implement it in their houses. So like this, when we promote women to volunteer, we are building their confidence. I think this has worked as the best confidence builder for them. Now this was a bit about no poverty. So yeah, I would like to just briefly summarize the few things which I told. um, so yeah, for no poverty, I believe that that the awareness, confidence building, innovative self-employment, and yeah, social integration can be very beneficial to help us achieve the sustainable development goal of no poverty. Um, Yes, I think I missed the yeah, community integration part. Yeah, so this community integration and confidence building, they are very much interlinked. So we try to we try to organize activities in slum areas which will make people interact with each other. And for example, we organized this 17-kilometer long Tiranga Mana Shrankla, that was human chain, in which everyone was holding one piece of cloth that was 17 kilometers long, which was in the tricolors of the Indian flag. So, what this event did, it might seem very fancy and superficial, but what it really did was bring out people from different communities. You'll see Hindus, Muslims, and you will see people from different languages, from different social backgrounds come together. And what it did for the people in for the people of lower income groups was that for the first time they celebrated something with people who are from a higher income bracket. So it built a lot of confidence for them. And for this they had to just come out of their house and hold the cloth just outside their house. So they got time to interact with their neighbors. Now there are very you can say funny problems which tend to get solved by this small thing like community integration. So for example, the one lady told me that her neighbor used to throw his garbage outside her house, but because of these events they became close, they became friendly with each other. And now because of their good relations, he automatically stopped throwing the garbage in front of the house. And he would walk like 150 meters and just throw it in the proper place. They wouldn't park their bikes or cycles here and there in front of their neighbor's house, because now their neighbors are like their own family. So that is the power of community integration. One more thing is, when any of them have any problems, now that they are familiar with each other, they easily come together and solve many of their problems on their own. For example, if there are any crimes against women, I've seen that people come together from the same area and they actually help the victim take the necessary actions. So this is the power of community integration, and it can help uh, a long way in improving the lives of the lower income groups. So that's what I had to talk about no poverty. Coming to the next topic, that is zero hunger. Now you see, yeah, we usually try to blame government for the problem of people being hungry. And yes, government has taken the responsibility of giving ration kits and lower income a lot of facility to the lower income groups like gas cylinders. And we tend to blame them for not reaching out to the last person. But we don't realize that there is a lot that we must also do as citizens. And Vichar Sanstha has tried to do it in our city. And that is how we were able to, we can proudly say that during the Corona lockdown, for the few months when many people could not go for employment, and even after that, when many people lost their jobs, in our city, no one had to sleep hungry. So, yeah, so a few things which we did then and have been doing even before Corona, where one was Project Ghar Ki Bagia. So in slum areas, we try to teach people to plant some climbers, some vegetable plants in their own house. As you can see in the picture, that the lady on the left side, she has planted a plant that is actually, I think, Loki. I think bottle guard is what you call it in English. So she has planted that, and it's a climber. So it climbs on the wall, and it doesn't take that much of space, so they can easily plant it, and they get a lot of nutrition out of it. So even in normal times they can have better nutrition, and during corona times when they could not go to the market, they could not get vegetables at normal rates, then they were able to utilize this resource for getting proper food. So Kitchen Garden has worked as a very good project. Right now, it is fully functional in 5,000 families, and we keep on even receiving vegetables from them because they're really happy about the vegetables they have grown. So yeah, then yeah, Vichar had a very good need assessment mechanism. Actually, our slum area network is such that it whenever there is a problem like Corona lockdown, all of a sudden we are able to respond very effectively. So our network is like from Vichar Sanstha, we are connected with about 125 coordinators who are very dedicated, and there's a team of helpers who help the coordinators in with financial resources and things like that. Then one coordinator has 10 volunteers, and 10 volunteers have 10 beneficiaries each. So like that we have a network of 12,500 families with whom we interact about once a week at least. So when the Corona lockdown was there, then we took the help of this network to identify all of those persons who were not able to get food and other resources during this period, and we were effectively able to provide them with the resources. Even the local government authorities like the municipal corporation and even the police control center, they were contacting us to ask that who are the people who actually need the food. And also there was no duplicacy, repetition happening in our city. For example, in other cities there were particular people who were actually hungry, but they ended up getting support from 10 different organizations, and there were others who did not get the necessary resources. So in our city, Vichar Sanstha actually counts all the other NGOs in the helper category. So we stay in touch with them and we coordinate things. So this is something which can be done at an organizational level. Then yeah, so again, there's this one initiative which even individuals can take up, and that is fighting malnutrition with local resources. So to all the people who have joined here today, I want to ask you to actually go around in your local area and see what all the resources are there which are not being used enough and which can be used for a variety of things. For example, jaggery is widely available in Madhya Pradesh and basically in many parts of India, and it is a rich source of iron. It can be made into popular local sweets, and if people eat that, that is a rich source of iron. And many lower income groups have iron deficiency in India. Then there is Singara, that is something which grows in my local lake. So it's not there everywhere. It's just an example of how local things can be used. It's called water chestnut, and if you make it into powder and just mix it in the mixture of your bread or chapati, then it is a very good source of calcium, and it is not much used actually. It gets wasted in the lake itself. Not many people even think to take it out of the lake and process it and things like that. And almost no one processes it, even if it is taken out from the lake. If people eat it in that season, in that month, then it gets utilized. The rest of it gets waste because there's no food processing. And it's not very hard. Processing for this can be done at home. So you should recognize the local resources. There are a couple more examples. So there is something called as munga or drumsticks. So people usually take the sticks out of this and they eat it. In South India they put it in sambar, but they don't know that the leaves of this plant have 7 times more vitamin C than oranges. They have 15 times more potassium than bananas, and it also has calcium, protein, iron, and amino acids. So the leaf is not being utilized, and yet again it can be processed at home. You just have to take the leaves and you have to just crush it in a mixer, and you can have them in the form of green tea. Some people actually drink it as kadha. So that is there. Then there is giloy, something which is very good for immunity and digestion, among other benefits. And giloy is basically a wild plant. It grows everywhere in our area and no one is using it. You don't even have to plant it, you will just find it growing here and there. So these are the examples of local resources which you can use. So I would like to end right here. And I think I have mentioned many good practices that I have come across, and practices which I have liked so much that I implemented them on my own. So thank you so much, and I would be happy to have all your questions today. Moving on to the next Menti slide. Please continue. I request Kirti ji to please continue with the Menti slide.
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying that you've been getting so many good comments from the comment box on Facebook and YouTube, one of which is you're doing such a selfless service to the community. Best wishes to you and may God bless you. So now I just like to, we've heard so much about you. We've heard so much about what you've been doing and how you've been helping the community effortlessly. We just wanted to know what more about you. And with the first question I want to ask you is what drove you to begin creating a change in your community?
Okay, thank you so much, Kirti. So, actually, the main motivation was seeing those people and comparing myself. Actually had a very privileged, childhood, and I had all the facilities. And when I went to the slum areas, it was quite a shock to me, and that is the main motivator. But a bigger motivation than that alone, bigger motivation than seeing the problem, was the experience that small things which I can do can help save their lives, can really create a huge impact. Actually, I am still a college student. I'm in my final year of law, so I have to dedicate quite a lot of time there. But there are many times when I can only join the meetings, weekly meetings of my NGO, and just spend 2 hours there and think on the spot and just brainstorm with everyone, put in the effort. So even that has led to so much of change in the society. So that motivates me. And most of our volunteers actually spend only 2 hours a week, and yet there's a huge impact. So that is what motivates me.
That's wonderful, definitely. So, another question is what role do you think every individual has to bring a sustainable change to our communities and the world at large?
I think everyone, whether you're connected with an organization or not, you should spend a little time just doing whatever you can. And rather than thinking of short-term things, or like giving food, you should think of trying to give them things which will create a larger long-term impact. So I think you should just give 2 hours per week. That has helped a lot of people in my experience.
Yeah, you're definitely motivating me to do so. Tomorrow I'm going to start thinking of creative ways to bring some change around my area. So, Question three is: what are the unique challenges you faced as growing up as a leader?
Okay, so one challenge which I have faced, which I don't want you to face, is that sometimes when you try to help people, you'll make a lot of arrangements, you'll plan everything perfectly, and just put in your 100%, and you'll go there and find that they don't want your help. That
Yeah.
actually happens. you know when me and some of my friends were trying to educate women about menstrual cycle and about periods, there were women who were trying to just throw stones at us and just make us go away because it's such a taboo to talk about these things. So
Yeah.
that is a huge challenge. And well, you can avoid this by first making them receptive towards the intervention. And you can do that by first you should go to them, just talk to them casually for the first few times. When you go to them, just go eat something in their houses, just sit with them, ask about
Okay.
their lives. So you will
Makes sense.
not only they'll become receptive, you will
Yeah. Build a
get a
connection.
better idea of what you should do for them. I
Yeah.
want to take a little more time for this question. I want to tell a
Yeah,
short
yeah,
story.
definitely, please.
Yeah. So there's this book called I the Citizen by Dr. Balasubramaniam. So it
Okay.
has a story, it is an amazing story that, I might just change the facts here and there. I don't remember it perfectly, but the gist
No
of it
worries.
is that, yeah, that there was this one guy who went to a village, and he saw that the women there had to walk for 1 hour to fetch water every day.
Okay.
So he felt really bad about this. He thought that they should have water near their houses, and how much could they carry? They could carry
Yeah.
like a couple of buckets, that and
Makes
that
sense.
family had to survive with that for one day. So he thought of all those things anyone would, and he got a tube well made inside their village. The next time when he went to that village, he was thinking that they would welcome him with garlands, but instead they were abusing him, and the women were trying to drive him away, and they were really really angry at him. So he asked someone about why they didn't like the intervention. So the women told him that actually that 1 hour they used to spend for fetching the water, that was the one time of day when they could get away from their domestic lives and just spend time with each other and just
Yes.
enjoy. And he took that away. So sometimes, even if you think change is required, it is not. You should really just ask someone before helping them.
Yeah. That's happened to me quite a few times. So, another question that people have been asking are, what are the values that drive your efforts and actions that would take to bring that difference to the world? And how have they helped shape you?
Okay, so spirituality has helped me a lot in this. I'm actually associated with art of living, and even I'm a Jain. So since childhood, we had these things. So we were taught that when you do some good, then there's some superpower which helps you. And when I actually tried to do social work, so this actually happens to me that as if the whole universe is helping me. So the value behind it is the feeling of gratitude. If you think that there is someone else helping you, you don't get the ego that you are doing something. You just have this gratitude, then that is something which really helps you do better.
Hmm. So we've got another question coming from YouTube, I think. What are some of the practices you do to cultivate noble qualities? Example like altruism, empathy, kindness within yourself.
Yeah, so kindness, I think that was something my parents inculcated in me. But there is one thing which I had to really struggle to learn, that was patience.
Hmm.
Earlier I wanted to, just tell my ideas and not listen to others. But to inculcate this, I actually forced myself to go and interact with people and just listen to their problems. And yeah, so just if you want to give so basically I am involved more in giving ideas, but if you
Mhm.
want to give ideas, then you have to go on the field to learn a lot of qualities like patience, and
Yeah,
grasping composure.
that's
So
nice.
yeah.
That's nice. So, someone from YouTube has been urging to ask you this question, and they're saying, what is the first step that should be taken to contribute to society?
The first step is you go and interact with the people whom you want to help.
Okay,
Just
so
listen, and then automatically you'll come up with solutions, and things will start falling together. First step is to
so
listen.
so interact, you guys. Yeah, so I hope this so many questions coming in. I hope you don't mind. So there's another one. Someone's asking if you could solve one global problem of SDG 1 and 2, which one would it be? Would it be the first one or the second one? No poverty or zero hunger?
Well, of course, zero hunger, but yeah, but that kind of comes under no poverty. But yes, zero hunger, yes, because starvation doesn't happen in a day. If you actually see how starvation happens, it would melt your heart, because they will, little by little, they will start having health problems. They'll get weaker vision. They'll have hard time moving around. So many stages you see of starvation, and that is really painful. So no hunger.
No hunger. Okay. So, so during this pandemic, everyone's been quarantining at home. People don't have jobs. It's been bad for some, good for some. What are the values that have caught your eye during the pandemic?
Okay, the values which, okay, so of course, interacting with family was something which
Yeah.
happened a lot during this pandemic. Also, I saw that, people actually, reached out to help each other during this pandemic. You know, I saw that people were not worried about just saving their own salaries and things like that. All over India, all over the world, this pandemic brought out a lot of humanity in people. I've seen people contributing their entire salaries, and just
Hmm.
doctors and everyone uh, risking their lives to help each other. So yeah,
Definitely. That's true.
I hope
So,
that answers the
uh,
question.
sorry?
I hope that answers the question.
No, definitely. Perfect answers. So, another question is coming from again YouTube, and they're asking what is just one small step we can take to make the difference in our community sitting at home while during this COVID and everything, because obviously going out is going to be a little bit risky. People are expected to follow protocols like wearing masks and things like that, so it's very difficult for normal population who might want to help but are not educated enough to understand where to start from.
Yeah. So from home, you can do many things actually. First of all, of course, is financial help. You can
Yeah.
contribute. Then there's one more thing which you can do is, actually there are a lot of people who are willing to go out and help. And maybe there are people from lower income group themselves who are willing to help their neighbors, who are willing to improve their own lives. So you can guide them, do something better. I'll tell you one project which I'm doing right now. So in lower income houses, there are a few there are a few educated people, right?
Yeah.
So we have taken we have actually made 22 volunteers in slum areas, um, male female both, who are 12th pass, not even much educated. So we have provided them with smartphones, and some of them already had smartphones. We provided the others through donations. And then every Sunday we have a meeting with them, and we teach them how to teach children in their area. So
Oh,
yeah, we try to give them very innovative practices for kids. For example, there's a Newton's wheel concept. You just have to print that out and you put it on the there's a wheel with different colors. You put it on the fan, and when it rotates, all the color mix into white color. So like that, by learn by doing and peer to peer learning, they are teaching kids. So
yeah.
yeah, so you can think of creative things from home itself.
Yeah, I'm a very kid person. I love children. I love helping them. So we'll definitely go through some ideas from you. And okay, so last question, last one I promised. From the year 2000 till 2015, we had MDGs, which evolved into SDGs as we see today. What is that one thing that would develop traction among people to apply themselves to this cause?
Okay, so I I think, like, I'm trying to understand the question
I
better.
can repeat it for you. So they're saying that from this year 2000 to 2015, we obviously had a different, United Nations had brought up something different called MDGs, and later on it got evolved into what we now see, and the goal is to, have the development like implemented by 2030. So they're saying, what is the one thing that would develop traction among people to help themselves to this cause?
Okay, so I'll try to answer this question.
Okay.
I think with the from the from the perspective of what United Nations is doing, I think creating things like the UN Dialogue Forum, and really they are trying to promote these things. They have increased the number of SDGs over the years, and have really brought a wide variety of issues in this. So when you include more issues, you automatically include more people who are affected with different issues, so that is there. And I think the more than I think not only improving, amending the list of the goals, the various forums that they are doing, that is really, that might urge more people to work towards these goals.
Yeah, no, very beautifully answered. So I'm sure someone who was looking for the answer definitely understood. So now I'd like to ask for the closing mentee. We're going to do a last interactive question, two questions actually. So can I ask for the mentee to be there uploaded on the screen right now? So the first question of the mentee that we're all asking the audience today is, after learning from, from Akanksha, all the new methods, ways, and how to help, society at a whole, at a large, what can we do as individuals aspiring to change the world? So the question is, what can we do as individuals aspiring to change the world? So you can go to menti.com and use the same code 6363197. And let's just wait for their responses, yeah? Yes, so that's we're just waiting, and then we'll be able to see some real-time responses on the screen. Okay, so we have so many already. Support one such program. Go for whatever you can do. Treat all the same. Reduce waste production. Start by changing ourselves. Eventually, the world will become a better place. Definitely, give back more, or at least equal to what you take from Mother Earth. Create global awareness. Individual change creates global change. Reverberate and reflect love, compassion towards all living beings. Teach people to use sustainable mode of living. So, and reduce the use of plastic. Yes, become a vegetarian. Water and grow some plants. Stop overhanging earth resources. Use irreversible resources smartly. Give reversible resources time to revive back. Live life with gratitude. Meditate, reflect, act. Treat every being as yourself. And if we have the power, let's empower others. Cure the hearts by our service, and to introduce spiritual knowledge to all, to enrich all the values that there are, and change the world to be a better place. Serve and help humanity, show love and compassion. So some very nice, amazing responses out here. Um, so I think we can move on to the second question that I've been wanting to ask you guys. And so that is, oh yes, so I just wanted to, in case someone hasn't gotten the code, menti.com, code is 6363197. So the second question we're going to ask you today is, how do you visualize the world 10 years from now? What do you think, you know? So the code is 6363197. So we'll just give them one more minute and see if, you know, just get some time. So we're starting to get a few more responses here from 5 to 8. You can see it increasing. So can we have the answers? United community, clean energy, a better place to live, love-filled universe. Akanksha, do you want to read some out? Humanity with unity.
Yeah, sure. I'm not able to see,
Yeah,
modern world with heartful beings.
definitely. What a nice one.
Having masks and cans running on the shelves. Okay, I can
Don't
imagine.
worry, we can imagine, but hopefully we'll get out of this pandemic very soon.
Value rich world and poverty free land. I really hope that happens. More flourished and replenished. Beautiful if we take care of it well.
Yeah,
Sustainable development and opportunities for people to grow together as a better person and community while keeping the
yeah,
resources available for upcoming generation. Then there's a cohesive environment where we push each other to be our best with consideration to others in our ecosphere. Beautifully written. Happy and healthy earth.
short
That
and
is,
sweet.
yeah.
Very nice,
Green
thoughtful
and clean.
responses here. Green and clean, yes. All right, so let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us, Akanksha. So we just want to wrap this session up with some relaxation. Can we please have the video?
Sit comfortably and close your eyes very slowly and very gently. Let's begin with the toes. Wiggle your toes. Now, feel them relax. Feel healing energy from the earth move up into your feet and ankles. Then up to your knees, relaxing your lower legs. Now feel the healing energy move up your legs, relaxing them. Relax your thighs. Now, deeply relax your hips, stomach, and waist. relax your back. From the top to the bottom, your entire back is relaxed. Relax your chest and shoulders. Feel your shoulders simply melting away. Relax your upper arms. Relax each muscle in your forearms. Relax your hands right up to your fingertips. Now relax your neck muscles. Move your awareness up to your face. Relax your jaw, mouth, nose, eyes, earlobes, facial muscles, forehead, all the way to the top of your head. Feel that your whole body is completely relaxed. Scan your system from top to toe, and if there's any part of your body that is still tense, painful, or unwell, spend some more time immersing it in the healing energy of the earth. When you are ready, move your attention to your heart. Rest there for a little while. Feel immersed in the love and light in your heart. Remain still and quiet, and slowly become absorbed in yourself. Remain absorbed for as long as you want, until you feel ready to come out.
Thank you, everybody. We hope you enjoyed your relaxation today. We hope you enjoyed this session as much as we did preparing for it. And as responsible citizens, let's all strive to make this world a better place to live. Spreading awareness amongst everybody and each doing their share can transform the lives of millions. Observing this as a responsibility can strengthen our objectives, enabling us to do everything we can. With this note, let's end this session. Thank you for joining. We hope you had a great time. Thank you, Akanksha. Thank you, the entire team who helped bring this as it was today. We hope to see you in our next session. Thank you.